Hey y'all, as promised, I said I'd be back on live again. This next recipe is just a basic white bean hummus. I'm just going to use some great northern beans, some peanut butter, some olive oil, some cumin, my director was calling me in the middle of my video, so I'm going to put that on mute for a few seconds. Hey, Miss Toya. And do a little prep for my hummus. So in the manual food processor, I'm going to use, have my white beans already. And I'm just going to use a little bit peanut butter. Now you could use tahini in this recipe. If you don't have tahini, then peanut butter would be a good substitute that you could use. The recipe calls for about 3 tablespoons. I'm going to use 1.5 tablespoons of the peanut butter. Now a good device that you could use in this recipe if you wanted to use it, you could use our blender, because this would make it be a lot easier if you wanted to do that. But I like to make my life difficult, I think, sometimes, and so that's why I'm using the manual food processor to do this. So what I'm going to do is just process this just a little bit. Unlock it. And you see how this is pureeing our beans. Get a little bit of an arm workout. All right, to that I'm going to add our olive oil. And this is going to call for about 4 tablespoons of olive oil. And then it calls for 1/2 teaspoon of cumin, and cumin is very smoky. Typically, like when you're having Mexican taco powder, you smell the cumin first in the recipe. It also calls for 2 tablespoons of water. And then the juice of 1 lemon. I love this kitchen tool too, Toya. Hey, Molly. Squeeze my lemon in here. Now you could use bottled juice if you want. It's not gonna, I just prefer to use fresh lemon juice at this point. Try to get all that lemon juice as much as we can. And then we're going to press our garlic in. And the good thing about this press is that you don't necessarily have to remove the skins when working with them. And I'm going to add one more because I do love fresh garlic. And since I'm not going out anywhere, I don't have to face the public. Why not have extra garlic at this stage in the game? And then we're going to process our hummus a little bit more. Do a little wipe down. So if you recall, I made the dip last week using tomatoes for our bruschetta. And then previously I made the cucumber tzatziki. And now we have our Greek hummus. Going to season it with a little salt and pepper. And again, I'm using coarse flake sea salt. You could use kosher salt if you like. You can use table salt, but I don't recommend using it because it's the extra chemicals that they add to it. And then last but not least, you want to make sure you're tasting, because if you're not tasting, you're not cooking, and then that way you can adjust this flavorings to the way that you like it. I'm going to add a little bit more salt. Because I do like salt. I have a salt palette and a little bit more black pepper. It could use a little bit more garlic, but it just depends on how much garlic you like. This is one of those things where I like to let rest prior to service. All right, do one more final tasting. It's good. I taste the salt, I taste the cumin, I taste the lemon, taste the garlic. A little hint of that peanut butter. All right, I'm going to be posting this recipe again onto my Facebook page. And if you have any questions about the hummus recipe, feel free to message me. See y'all later.